Salone Bar Association now one leading professional body ready for legal practitioners and lawyer them where the same way so committed for uphold the rule of law, promote excellence in legal practice and promote the interests of the member them. Well, over the weekend, this body also don't get the annual general meeting, who said they end up for make an election for choose the leader them of that association day for the next period of time. But waiting come on at that election day, we make a lot of people that don't get concerned for talk about the outcome day. That's make we get at the studio now, the Chief Executive Campaign for Human Rights and Development International, in name Abdul Fatoma. Abdul, good evening, welcome to the program.
Good evening and thanks for having me.
All right, you come a bit from at the mic. Thank you. So let's look at the building up to this very election where you don't end up now so for be a talk of the, not even the town, perhaps you could say talk of the world, because I know some of the people that were involved and many other Sierra Leoneans and then connected to the world, things like this, then quick for go viral. So let's look at the building up to this election. Are you expecting something like this, looking at the building up to the election?
No. Me personally, no.
So everything was like on the right track, not until waiting happened also.
Well, me personal expectation, now that the men and women the way they now the Sierra Leone Bar Association, they considered for be well-educated men and women and professionals, and me personally think say them for behave themselves in an orderly and professional manner, as always. And not only me, but the expectation from them, from the public, is that they promote and protect, fight for protect the rights of citizens and their own membership. And they also promote respect for the rule of law and promote respect for democratic principles. So if you get such a tax, at hand, you definitely need for, put yourself together and behave in an ordinary manner, meaning respectfully. So, but then if you decide for behave otherwise, more disrespectfully, it will come as a surprise. So for me, because why I say me not a part of this really bad situation.
But a concern.
Oh yes, because I'm a profession as well. But me not a part of this really bad situation.
Okay, so with the high expectations where you been get for
I
this,
not get high expectation. I be get expectation.
you get expectations,
Say them for behave
therefore
themselves.
behave themselves as legal practitioners during this election, yes too. But with waiting you see and the outcome of everything, how you go on for label the whole process will lead to waiting happen on that day?
I don't know how journalists then can say label. How I look at them. I look at them in a more irresponsible way and in a more reckless behavior. Because why I say these words, if you take a look at the way they behave, like take chair, throw them per policeman, take empty water bottle and throw them per policeman, and allegedly, because me not see the video and I not been there, they say now one pardon take pepper spray and spray them. So, some of incompetent get for suffer from that. And somebody there among them will also, collapse and then get for taken out of the hall and try for rush return to hospital when a man, right? So if you as a responsible professional, you endanger your life and endanger the lives of other people, that's not a reckless behavior, not a responsible behavior there.
So some people they blame what happens so to political parties. You see that's for be like the sole reason for what happens. So there were some more other things where really cause what happens.
Yes, for high time, the Sierra Leone Bar Association that actually be driven by politics and political ideology instead of professional ideology, and stand for the people and advocate for the right of the people and even advocate for their own membership. In other countries, like at a part of the International Bar Association, what thing we they do, we the more cater for things the way they happen globally, and also we cater for the professional capacity of the membership. So, but when you can Sierra Leone, more waiting you see for the past 15 years, if the APC they in power, all of the executive will look like APC sympathizers or APC supporters. But when you come back to SAPP data power, all of the people you see are people that way get a strong SAPP connection or even hold SAPP, positions, either, board of director or board member for, commissions or institutions away. The board of directors then go be highly liquid. Liquid in the sense then go able to get access to money. And since then our lawyers then get waiting way then can refer to it, then they get brief, meaning you they be the lawyer for some of them institutions and the way they give you big cases them or cases that we go able to give huge returns. Because for example, if you do a transaction for some companies and where they deal with $6 million US, then as a lawyer you are supposed to be paid 10%. So just imagine inside $6 million, then you get 10%. Then that lawyer then I sit down back to the Bar Association. You see nothing wrong with this government. You see nothing wrong with the administration, because if import the boiler in us, not that administration or not that government. So with that, the Bar Association don't tend to be driven by political ideology. I don't want to say hijack, because all human beings are politicians. So it cannot be hijacked by the very people where the politician they themselves. And the Bar Association not give any cutoff to any lawyer if you they part of the Bar Association, for belongs to political party. So definitely it's clear that people the way the majority of them then political activists and political party stakeholders and some members of parliament for the party and even a deputy mayor.
Okay. So maybe just before me come in, based on what you don't find out so far, what do you really think caused this whole thing? Was it the one that we really conduct the election, for example, or those within themselves will be the contest, go votes, for example, or participate in the elections, really cause this mayhem? That's what we talk about today.
Journalists and elect for give people trouble. Say what you made them fence.
You don't follow, more than I know. I'm assuming because you're that closer.
No, you cannot assume for me. Let me assume for me. So we assume for me.
So from what you know, so far, what caused the problem?
Yeah, well, based on my observation, like you will ask the same question before politics. What do we see or what do we observe from afar and when they will go closer from Kenema? You see how deeply colored don't divide we as a country, and we take politics as something we now for divide me and you two. Interestingly, maybe you come up from the north, then I come up from the south originally. And people now in this country feel more insecure that if a political party like SAPP then a power, if you are not from the south or you are not from the east, and some people think they are not safe, they are not secure. Whereas if APC then a power, also people from the south and the east think they are not secure, they are not safe, job-wise and even, socially. So basically, we now take that insecurity for ensure we protect ourselves by region and we protect ourselves by color. So even a small group, not a community, you decide for set up a union today, the next thing where they happen, that one then already there. No, then are the green people then Nandi. So that don't overcome with judgment. It don't really cloud with thinking. So to a point, the big disappointment is that professionals, the way for set a brighter example, then get caught up into this and display and openly for people to see. And so many members of the public, I believe, get shocked and say, if lawyers and we for Guna court, now they take the law into their own hands, waiting we, the ordinary people, go do. So like then kind of questions. And then if the Bar Association today wake up, they want for hold ECSA accountable for election malpractice, which paragraph we Bar Association go write with then kind of allegations against them? If a clique or gang group decide for terrorize a community, Bufis, for example, so the whole street, and the Bar Association, a civil society pressure group, how then go able for condemn that categories of citizens we, if the thing happened today, less than 72 hours, then they don't just display the same thing where they want for condemn. So with the integrity. So currently, that behavior, they don't actually put the Bar Association in the very difficult, credibility and integrity, position.
Okay, so speaking of the fact that the Bar Association is made up of legal practitioners, where the citizens they look up to when it comes to integrity, as you mentioned. Now it's waiting and display so over the weekend, and don't left people and citizens for doubt the credibility we then get. If you say he writes at this point for make people not even believe in the work way the Bar Association they do because of waiting and display on that day.
I don't think say a right for let anybody get doubt over somebody in work way they do, or doubt over in identity, or doubt over in qualification. Whenever done they waiting we can refer to, we call it distrust. That means I don't get trust in you, I don't get confidence in you. So if an organization they way they fight for the right of people them, and then the people the way it fight for them, they now get a second thought that say we don't get confidence or we don't get trust in una because we don't think say what una they do or what una they say una go live up to that expectation. So I mean I hope worrisome something. I don't know if that ever happened to you, like you fix weave on or eyelash, then somebody thinks otherwise about it. And I don't know if you will feel comfortable. So that's how credibility issue is. Or neither, Musa get one good iPhone, and then somebody say maybe that Chinese iPhone, even though the original, you go feel uncomfortable and come on and say, no, I know who fake phone, the original phone. So meaning like, you always get for be in that defensive point. You they explain because people get out in you, or somebody way close to you get out in you.
Okay, so it's waiting display over the weekend, not for overlook the good thing them way the Bar Association don't do over the years.
Exactly, but then in life, you be a very good man or a very good woman. You get a lot of admirers them. Where they admire you, we see you as the role model, we see you as the mentor. But the moment you get a small scandal, after you don't work, if you're not 56 years, after you don't work for almost 54 years or 40-something years, then that incident happened. You see people will be they glorify you, say you're not the role model, you're not the mentor. The first thing they come on at them are disappointed at you. You're not possible have been admired for far too long, but not think say your behavior, your character. I mean, I can give you a vivid example. Al Kelly is one. Do you know how many people who when they meet Al Kelly in person and say as an inspirational person through songs? And do you know how many people feel say Al Kelly na be role model to her? But because of R. Kelly allegations, and then he gave a go prison, so many people will be listening music, monitor, net, even before they sleep. So that if Bash put her on, they're not going able for sleep until the track done. But they now denounce R. Kelly, say, you're not gonna be my mentor, role model, or inspirational person any longer. So in another sense, even you hard work through the years, a small little mistake, they also make you lose everything.
All right, we'll get for come back to you. Name now Abdul M Fatoma. We're now the Chief Executive for Campaign for Human Rights and Development International. We're there with me inside the studio for can talk about the outcome of the Sierra Leone Bar Association election will be happening over the weekend, as we've been seeing some unpleasant displays will be happening there from we legal practitioners. Still inside the studio, we get Abdul Fatoma. We're now the Chief Executive for Campaign for Human Rights and Development International. We're there with me inside the studio. Fatoma, this report we're just playing a press statement from the presidential candidates when Marrah, where at the end he called for judicial brace up in aspects of all waiting happen over the past weekend. Waiting, how you take on that? You feel say it gets for reach to this point where in transparency, the lawyers they among themselves they call for judiciary brace up.
Well, not today. Lawyers and Australians and all call for let the judiciary brace up and let them live up to the expectation of the people them where they knock the door of the court for justice. Since 1978, the judiciary been done lost in quality of independence, and we see the judiciary driven more to the executive arm and support most of the initiative or babysit the executive arm of government. So Marrah clearly knows that, maybe just a re-echoing voice back, because he knows he gets several cases that went on public interest. We then cases and since we filed them, it's over years. There was another one, 2018, close to 2022, 2023. They may finally rule in favor of where it been during election. So when you look at the Sierra Leone judiciary, we're largely controlled by the executive. Now the judiciary want money, they have to go Ministry of Finance. And the AG Nenge for actually do that work. Much independence in other when it actually comes in how disbursed funds comes to them and how them prepare their own budget, and they cannot generate fund for themselves in other sources like write project proposal. They cannot do that, or they cannot go to commercial houses and ask for support like we Rise Radio go to, is it Africa? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so for Africa give them some cash and play some Leo music for them. The judiciary can't do that, so they purely and solely depend on funds that will come directly from the national treasury, but with that, you see a lot of stifling in them work them. Maybe then go ask for 32 billion for the year, then go only give them 18 billion. So how you want to let them function? How you want to let them work? So if they blame who that actually the hold on the work, it's the executive, because if somebody develop a budget of 33 billion and he only gain 18 billion for the whole year, which result will you want to achieve? But I think the incident at Kenema helped to bring a lot of reality closer to the people of this country, and also legal practitioners and legal professionals.
Okay, so a lot of things be unravel on that particular day where one being gets for do with mistrust, and in between, legal practitioners, they themselves, they're not being trust in themselves, and we see say not much of democracy was shown during the process, because it be end up to firing of tear gas we not be even need for, we not be even call for, we now something we been get for do with the free and fair elections. But let's look at the mistrust first, because now one thing we Marrah talk about the mistrust in the judiciary system. You feel as practitioner and lawyer, they themselves not for even believe in the system way, then they work for where they uphold solely.
You get you right for how you views that the court where you they appear before no meet the requirement for let you get the truth and the justice or get a fact. So if then things say that's the position, then so be it. But then within a country, universally, we get issue of lack of trust in one another. I mean, there have some families, they don't trust themselves no longer because the social association with certain people, like some people come on the north, they go to university, most of your friends are from the south. So because he come on at the north, the entire family in a northerners them, but one part them brother or sister, the entire friendship based on the southerners. So that very member of the family now, some of him brothers and they get a whole lot of doubt in them if them for trust them because they believe that maybe they leak their secret. And likewise, if you in a relationship, you deal with a South woman, then a man and northerner. You see that say the Southern people them they also scared that their own sister. Why? Because they go out with somebody from the north. So we society don't revolve around lack of trust, lack of confidence, not the home, not the workplace, not the church, even among oneself now. I mean, that visible very highly. No working place, not necessarily they go, see visibility of lack of trust. Even you go to the market now, like when they close to market, you want to go buy something. You see somebody go wink eye to you, say no buy to them, they'll desire. Because they lack trust that even in company where they sell, in order to sell, give you the real thing. And maybe instead of where they try for draw you corner, instead of that possibly they draw you away from, instead if you turn to and kill it, you go wink eye to you, say that woman self or that man not a real thing they sell give you. So these are the kind of situation we find ourselves in this country. So if you see lawyer, then they display that and they express that, for surprise.
Now, Fatoma, before we head over for break, and the theme for the annual general meeting for the 2024 Sierra Leone Bar Association election are being unconstitutional change of government and threats to democracy. Now, people, they say they go preach with no practice. What are you think on how them capture this year theme and then not work according to waiting, then be they actually generalize the AGM for B?
Maybe they pick up from ECOWAS, and because ECOWAS and other international organizations and within the sub-region, don't they use similar topic based on the coup the way don't happen for over the couple of years now, Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger. So basically, then do one because a trending thing, not the region, but not actually be mean for them.
So the AGM, the theme for this year AGM, no actually relates with waiting display, or is it that the theme they speak actually something else?
Um, the two get very high similarity because although the bar association then they survive by article of association, that the M&A memorandum of association. Waiting then they talk about a constitution, and like some other countries, membership organization get either bylaw or constitution. So, but then a company. So a company get an M&A, so they not get constitution. Then a M&A then get. So you not go say, but then not to overthrow the overthrow. Now electioneering process will for go through the normal procedure how company they do in corporate governance, structure by nominating and secondly by voting. So they don't get a very disgraceful outcome. At the end of the day, the morale of the outcome of the elections is very, very low, with several allegations on integrity issues and credibility issues, and also lack of democratic process. So these very serious and heavy allegations, them, like we talked earlier, we go destroy the credibility and the name where the Barbie don't make years back, not 15 years ago.
Fatoma, let we come back to you as we wrap up now. You feel say tendency there for disunity in the association coming from the outcome of this election will not happen. You think say with all this mistrust, distrust will happen as at now, and you feel say it go any form of disunity will get for the longest period of time.
Already, as to the report, and since we then go Kenema on Friday and some go on Thursday, you see a lot of disunity among them. Like we say earlier, right? You see lawyers believe say the other camp now APC camp, the other camp SPP camp. That's a sense of disunity. I don't know how you say I'm more, but for me, the fact that say we belong to one profession, then we start circling ourselves and distancing ourselves. Like, the others they not get accommodation at Kenema, so then stay in Abo, and then things say if they go Kenema, they're not going to be welcome or they're not going to get comfortability. Allegations that say they book the hotel, they refund their money back in full, give them. And then when I look, nobody know we sleep at even the place, but the hotel management return the money back for with them book. So you get this unity, and the Bar Association put out a public notice introducing the new executive as per the election at Kenema. And then you get the other two aspirant them and the two camps. Also, they say they not recognize, that body there as far as they're not legitimate. So then they honor a sense of disunity.
Okay, so now going forward, coming from your own point of view, what do you feel say for be the way forward for the Sierra Leone Bar Association?
The way forward, now people the way don't they in the practice for 54 years to up to maybe 25 years in practice. The men and women them will be enjoy the glory days of the Bar Association, then actually need for come on board and engage these three body, these three different group now at the Bar Association, and talk to them explain to them the reason why they began together those days and how they may make their own name for themselves and for the association, how government be respect and the public be respect the association. So with that way, I think say gradually the bar association will start for reclaim, in Glory Day's name, and then the crisis that will don't happen, few years ago and as recent as this weekend. So when they get involved, they will inject a lot of wisdom into the organizational system. Then where wisdom they expect a peace, they expect a unity day. But if they continue for left hand at the hands of the young people, they enjoy way, then they fed themselves, and way then they look themselves as an enemy than colleagues or friends, in the same profession. So definitely it will get a adverse effect on the people the way then they represent our court every day, and it will get a huge effect on the country because other democratic countries, the Bar Association, now in they pave the way for conversation on policy change or policy development or also legal reforms, or even if a government pass a law and then thinks that law they directly they discriminate certain set of people in the community. Now the Bar Association will get a courage, we can call it the moral courage, for challenge the government on that grounds until the government repeal or remove that law. Like I say, also help government for reform. And now as a country within a critical stage, the tripartite committee get for publish their recommendations through the report. Their recommendations and the citizens expected for let them go be implemented based on the agreement. And when they come, they get legal instruments and recommendations, meaning electoral legal reforms. Whether they more go be vocal on their areas and the lawyers them. So if the Bar Association not in a very sound mind, sound footing, get a credibility for champion such, a public interest cause, it will be a very serious thing for the country. We do also do a constitutional reform as a country. If we not get lawyers and the Bar Association for champion that reform before we get to referendum, definitely it will get a lot of challenges on the country because you need lawyers we know the law, we understand the law for critically analyze the advantage and the disadvantages, for also educate the public about the good part of this particular law where they want for add or the disadvantage side of this law where they want for pass. Because we look the 1991 Constitution, apart from Chapter 3 of the Constitution and the provisions over there, most other areas then look there in contention with democracy, with human rights, and you as a citizen for let you even enjoy right. But even down to Chapter 3, some of the provisions always did like freedom of expression, a right to assembly. Now, if you join OJ or Auntie, you're not allowed for Pui Debu. But because of, Public Order Act. And Public Order Act, now a secondary law. The primary law, now the Constitution. But because of we not be able to get much involvement as a country during the reform of the 1978 Constitution. So there we get a 1991 Constitution. It bring forward most of the things that will be inside the 1978 Constitution will not be like one party way. So now even though you get the power from the president, now they appoint. And only that man or the woman will go be president of Sierra Leone, according to the constitution, go appoint any position we can through the act of parliament or the constitution of Sierra Leone. So you see that the president get enormous power, to direct member of parliament with them vote for, but ceremoniously the constitution gain the power for let it be a member of parliament. So if you get a reserved seat in parliament, if you now you go na parliament, automatically that a reserved seat go come up. So also the speaker for preside, once the president there for address the nation, the speaker go sit down on that side, not the president. So
Okay. All right, Fatoma, as them on the between now, you don't give take on waiting if you see the way forward for the Sierra Leone Bar Association. Waiting will be a message as the left with to citizens them with or witness firsthand of legal practitioners them they put up where they put up some incidents we not being called for like this. So waiting will be advice to the general public. We don't get the legal practitioners them into high esteem. We don't respect the work we done they do over the years.
If you say where you say, all right, Fatuma, we done. So, but what me go say is this: we still get respectable man and woman then, not the legal profession, or rather than we in a legal practitioner or legal professional. We get people that we get good home training. We still go continue for do that. And the one that we not get that good home training, we go misbehave. I think it will be a shame on them, and it will be good then behave themselves properly next time.
Plenty thank you to you, Itikitem, for joining me inside the studio today. In name na Abdul M Fatoma, and the Chief Executive for Campaign for Human Rights, we be David for Human Rights and Development International. We be David to inside the studio for talk about the outcome of the Sierra Leone Bar Association. Well, now after the program, we will salon go left for today. Plenty thank you to the studio guest again. We're taking time for joining me inside the studio.
Thank you, so reporter. Then we take time for go out and cover the news for we and we producer Masa Nyanga, executive producer Marrah, and we studio engineer Basi Uketa, Jonaga, and team make you see live on our Facebook page. We will be bring this program come to you. My name na Musa by Sise.
And my name na David Aspen Solomon. Don't forget for listening to English news at 8 o'clock this evening time. And tomorrow morning for we Rise and Shine Morning Show as we did talk about personal hygiene. So till tomorrow we'll bring another edition of Wi Yone Salone. We want for wishing a lovely night. And always stay tuned to Rise Radio 96.3 FM. So till tomorrow we say tata.